Hello students, welcome to SRIRAM's IAS. Welcome to this series of one PYQ a day. Today is the day of Indian polity and we are going to take up a very important topic today. A very important question asked by the UPSC in the year 2024 on Controller and Audit General of India. Now Controller and Audit General of India is a very important constitutional body which is mentioned under Article 148 of the Constitution. Now this body is very much required and in the lines of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, this is one of the most important offices in the country. Why? Because it is auditing the expenditure of the government. Now, everybody earns money. A businessman earns money. You also earn money. Some kind of audit of that money is required. Whether the money has been spent according to the plans or not, whether the money has been spent in a nice way where you really wanted to spend or not, how much money has been wasted, is there some kind of extravagant expenditure which can be avoided, to ensure that you are accountable to the expenditure. You want your money to be audited. Same with the companies, organizations, and in a similar fashion, the same thing happens with the government also. Government has huge amounts of money in the public funds, and that money comes from the taxes which the government impose. Now that is public money. That money is entrusted to the government. Government is the trustee of that money. And there is some kind of accountability, moral accountability, legal accountability on the government to spend that money in a nice way, according to the law, according to the plan. And that is the reason why Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar is saying that CAG is one of the most important offices in this country. Now, what is the question? It is a 10 marker, 150 words. The duty of Controller and Audit General is not merely to ensure legality of expenditure, but it's proprietary also. भाई legality के बारे में नहीं, सिर्फ proprietary के बारे में भी जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है. And it is not the duty of the Controller and Audit General to look into the legal aspect of expenditure, but also why the money has been spent, what is the purpose behind spending that money, not only the procedural aspect of legality but also the substantial aspect of proprietary. So it's a very simple question. If you know few things, you can write. In the introduction you can mention about few articles. You can write that under Article 148 and 149 the Controller and Audit General have the power. It gets established and it has the power to audit the accounts of the government. That can very easily be written in the introduction to specify it. It's a body which is very important, and you can also mention the line which is said by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, that it is one of the most important offices in the country. But when you come to the body, now this is the most important part here. In the body, you are going to write about two things. First, about the legality of expenditure. And second, about the proprietary of the expenditure. Now, what is this legality? Legality simply means that whatever money the government is spending has to be according to the law. For example, a law is made, Manrega. Now, some amount of money is required to be spent because you are giving employment to people. You are giving guarantee of employment, you have to spend the money. Similarly, in the Food Security Act, you have to spend the money. Similarly, in the Awas Yojnas, where you give housing facilities to people, you have to spend money. All that money which the government is spending is according to the law or not. That is what is the legality of expenditure all about. That is what is the work of Controller and Audit General of India, to see whether the money which was spent by the government in any of those schemes is according to law or not. Even the defense expenditure is audited by CAG. The defense acquisitions like expensive weapons or expensive, these fighter pilots and fighter planes, which India buy from the foreign countries. All these things are audited, and whether the money has been spent according to law or not is seen in the legality of expenditure. That is the first function of CAG. The second function of CAG is, let me write it, money spent according to law or not. The second one is proprietary. What is the purpose of spending that money? Was it spent in a prudent way or not? The expenditure was prudent or not? Effective or not? Okay. So it is looking into the substantial part of the expenditure. औचित्य क्या है इसका? देखिए हिंदी में अगर आप पढ़ेंगे तो आप और अच्छे से समझ पाएंगे औचित्य क्या है. ये जितना भी पैसा जो स्पेंड कर रही है गवर्नमेंट, इसका पर्पस क्या है, इसका औचित्य क्या है? व्हाई इज गवर्नमेंट डूइंग दिस? वेदर द मनी विच इज स्पेंड इज प्रूडेंट और नॉट, it is effective or not, it is producing some kind of public capital or not. This is something which is seen into by the CAG in the matters of proprietary of expenditure. Now, how does it help the government or the whole efficiency and everything? The proprietary and legality, both the things helps in stopping the wasteful expenditure, extravagant expenditure. It increases the public trust in government. Remember, this is a very important thing. Public trust goes high because if the money has been spent in a very prudent way, in a very purposeful manner and according to the law, the public trust will go up. Then, the outcomes will also be better. The administration and the governance will also be efficient. And at last, to hold the government accountable. These are all very important outcomes when you look into proprietary and legality of expenditure, and that is the work of the CAG. So that is what you are going to write in the body. And now comes conclusion. In conclusion, you can mention that CAG has to do its duty for public interest, in the public interest, because the money which is spent is the public money. It is not the money of some person. It is the public money, and it has to be spent in a prudent manner. It has to be spent in a very efficient, effective manner. If it is not done, then morality somewhere is lacking. So whatever spending is done, it cannot be done without purpose. There has to be some kind of purpose, because the money is not unlimited. Money is limited. India is not a very rich, very developed country. All the people pay taxes. That's not the case in India. Very few of them pay taxes, and whatever taxes and whatever money the government acquires from these taxes has to be spent according to the law and in an effective, purposeful manner. That is what is the CAG doing in public interest. So that is what you can write in the conclusion, and this is how you can get better marks. It is a 10 marker. Now again, one more thing, since you have to comment, that is the tail word here, comment, you can also write a negative point about it. All these auditing, whether it be the proprietary or whether it be the legality of the expenditure, all this auditing is done after the money has been spent. The train has already left the station. What's the meaning? Although it will be helpful the next year because you are holding the government accountable. But at the same time, if something can be done before the money is spent, that could be better. But since this function has been there from a very long time, we cannot comment against this particular thing, and CAG is a very important office. But all the auditing is done after the money has been spent. So there is no mechanism where we can see some kind of auditing being done before the money is spent, so that we can ensure the purposefulness or the prudent manner in which the money can be spent. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me in this session. We are going to meet next time with Indian polity and another question of UPSC. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Jai Hind.